Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Nazareth Racing Network tonight for the Goat Locker Racing Series, ARCA Series, live from Fontana, where we are qualifying right now. We have about 4 minutes left, 3.5, 4 minutes left here. It's going to be a great night of racing here at Fontana under the lights. It's going to be a really wide track. And joining me up here tonight as a producer is Dean Biggles up here, and then we have Jake up here with us. He's going to talk about something that he's got going on and something that he just attended.
Yeah, we just got done over the weekend doing the Lincoln Tech Car Show, which was an absolute blast. Total success from the GLR standpoint. We had tons of people hop on the mobile sim. We had the stock car out there. It was just an absolute blast. And tomorrow night, Pat will elaborate a lot more on what the details and stuff were. Just wanted to come in and say that it was an absolute success of what we had going on this weekend at the car show.
Thank you very much there. So we were going to take up too much of your time there, Jake, because you were actually going to go racing. So I'm going to drag you back down with your team. Good luck for the race this evening.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, there we go. So Chris, welcome, of course, and welcome everybody in the chat. The qualifying's well underway and very much should be very finished. And of course, welcome everybody in the chat as well too, because it's Ray out there and Mike. G'day, Ray. I was speaking to Jake earlier, and it's good to see Dougie's back home. So hello, Dougie, as well too. If you're watching, Mike George, of course. Good luck tonight, boys. I was out there, but out of town this week for his job. So show him what Goat Locker is all about. Don't you love that, my friend Chris?
Yeah, it's going to be a great race. I haven't, got to be honest, I kind of disconnected from my racing here the last month or so. I haven't kept up too much since the last Goat Locker race that I broadcasted there at Talladega when we had the lighting issues. So it should be a great race tonight. We'll take a look here at the points. I don't think you have a tab to bring it up, but I can talk about the points. We have Mike George as the point leader with 1 win. Andy Kurtz there in second with 1 win. Then we got Jacob. We just heard from him. He's third in the points with the win. And then that's your winners. You got Craig, James Kaufman there, tied for 4th. Craig and James tied there. And then we get Keith Haney, Brandon Wallace, Dustin Harold, and Robert Barber, along with Timothy Wilms, rounding out our top 10. And the points are very close. Those guys are all separated by about 8 points, it looks like there. So
I like it. I like it. And of course, I'll show you the schedule as well too, if I do have it correctly. I hope I do. As you see, Graham, and that's the Aussie. And I spoke about this in the green room. If we have an Aussie on the grid, so I'm shouting out there for you, Graham. Come on, mate, bring it home and do it for Australia. He's done his qualifying lap, but no, he's probably abandoned that one at the moment. We have a few other drivers just making their way around the track there. See the calendar that I have currently at the moment up there, and Auto Club Speedway on the 26th. This is actually correct. Thank you. I got it all good.
yeah, we had a great race. I'm sure at Texas, went from the short track there to Stafford. Now we go from a short track in Stafford to Fontana. We're heading to Chicago. 2 great tracks there back to back. You know, Rockingham, high tire wear tracks there, 3 in a row. Groove's really going to widen out. Going to see some great racing. So tonight in Fontana is a lot like what you're going to see in a couple weeks' time at Chicago, and then again at Rockingham. And you go to that tricky triangle of Pocono, head over to Phoenix to end the season there at Phoenix. So it's going to be a great setup here moving forward for these guys and these cars, and lots of high tire wear tracks, which leads to great racing because you're going to get a lot of comers and goers.
All right, Chris. Well, one thing I'm going to have right now is a grid, if you'd like to go through our 32 gladiators.
Yeah, it looks like qualifying wrapped up. We got Jeremy Gardner there on the pole. Andy Kurtz there in second. Travis Bieber. Craig Bontrager. Jacob Ellington. So we talked to Jake. He was able to talk to us and qualify at the same time. Well, he qualified 5th. Maybe if he wasn't talking to us, he'd have qualified on the pole. Maybe if he wasn't talking to us, he would have been focused too much and messed it up. But either way, 5th place, not a bad start. David Colbert there in 6th. Brandon Wallace, Johnny Caulfield, Brett Bieber, Robert Barber, and Jeremiah Holt. George Jewell there in 12th. Chance Taylor, Timothy Jones, Sam Milliken there in 15th. And in 16th, we have Timothy Wilms, John Anthony, Mikey Isaac, Tyler Justice, Adam Wilson, Steve Bartlett, sorry. My bad there on the name. Steve Bartlett, like President Bartlett from way back in, I can't remember the name of that show. The West Wing. There we go. Patrick Dixon, Cameron Weisenberg, Tyler Brown, round out our top 25. Then we got Jimmy Caulfield, Mark Hollyfield, Jacob Linke, Jesse Necula, and James Kaufman, Graham Connolly, and Scott Formosa there rounding out our 32-car field. And those last 4 guys did not have a lap time.
Top of it, my friend, the update. So you were talking about with Jake and stuff like that. We have a little update. Dustin Harrell will have the number 14 machine. He'll have an end of line starting at race. Jake himself, too, the all-star Ellington, he has to start from pits anyway. because of causing multiple cautions in previous races. So his qualifying performance doesn't really make any difference apart from the fact that I was wondering why he was saying, "Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll talk and qualify." Chris Smith, he has an NOL of the start of the race. That's number 37 machine, and Robert Barber will start from the pits by causing multiple collisions as well. So there you have it, my friend, as the driver's going to make their way out of pit road. And hello, everybody out there. Of course, Ray was saying it was a great, the car show was a blast. Thank you very much. Good to see Shazza out there as well. Good evening, all. She should be supporting her man, George Jewell, P7 position currently at the moment. Good luck tonight, Brandon Wallace. Of course, he was driving and chatting, as he does. And Dougie, good to see you, my friend. He says, hi, Dean and Robert. It's not Robert tonight, my friend. It's Chris Wright stepping in for Robert, Doug, because Robert has a niece's birthday. So family first, but it's good to see you home.
Yeah, right about now, I think Robert's having some cake and ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Where was the invite for us, Dean? I mean, come on. We could have split us some of
he's
that.
having a heat wave up there, my friend. I'm not quite sure I want to go up to anywhere it's hotter than right now. I hope it's started to cool down a little bit. It's why we couldn't commentate last weekend because
it has cooled down.
Has it? Oh, right. Because his computer was overheating and he couldn't commentate last week. And hey, you don't want to get that expensive computer to blow up here. As the pace car lights are off, my friend. So welcome along, of course, to the INvets ARCA series. Chris, you got to bring that energy tonight in action as you always do.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go green here. Jeremy's going to be on the front row with Andy. Should be a great start up here. Nope, actually, I think they had to drop to the back. It's going to be Travis that has control of the field. And a little bit of a Terry Labonte throwback. Green flag is out. Great start there for the... stacking up at the back. We're wrecking about midway in the field here.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's two cars. I don't know if we're going to continue to go green on that one because I don't think it's going to affect anybody else. And you've got a couple of drivers coming out pit road, of course. Jake, Robert, and Andy Kurtz, who didn't seem to start, actually. Unfortunately, because Andy Kurtz, I think he put that car in P2. But we're racing. We're still green.
And as you can see, these guys are going everywhere, using every lane. You'll be able to do that tonight. Going to see a lot of tire wear. Pit strategy is going to come into play. These guys do have one fast repair here tonight. So we'll see when they decide to use that. As right now, Craig has the lead, and he is trying to create a gap here in that 49 machine over the 114 of Travis Beaver.
Have a look at the gaggle of cars currently at the moment. The midfield's, my friend, huge. Oh, we have somebody spinning around. Oh, no, that might have been Blinker, my friend. Sorry, I'm just looking at the telemetry. You know, it goes up and down like a yo-yo.
And there you see it right there. Look at that 3, 4, 5 different lanes. Where do you want to run? You go down in there and you can pick a lane. You see these guys right on the bottom, all the way to the wall, 3 wide down the backstretch. Heading down here into turn 3. Nobody's really getting way up by the wall in the corner just yet. Still staying a couple lanes off the wall. There you see this is a battle for 9th.
Yeah, some great racing, actually. Yep, this is really good racing. Apart from that little bit of a wreck that we had at the start, but it's still green at the moment. And Craig, what a launch, isn't it? The man's up on currently leading this one. He's got Travis giving a little bit of a challenge currently at the moment. Travis did set the fastest last lap there and trying to bring the energy to get himself another position gain because he already gained one, the 114 machine.
Yeah, and those two have separated themselves from 3rd place. You got to wonder how much tire they're saving here. It is 70 laps tonight. You are going to have to pit probably a couple times. Not sure how many sets of tires these guys have laying, but nonetheless, you do not want to abuse the tires. So you have to wonder if they're maybe pushing a little bit too hard right now. Time will tell as you see this battle for 3rd right here between Bieber and Calbert. Right now battling for 3rd. Looks like the 808 machine going to take it for now. Big run here coming off the top. He is going to try to look underneath him here. We're going to be side by side down into turn 3.
Who needs tires when you're driving like that? Challenge for the lead again. Travis. Of course you do need tires. Little important parts.
He's going to slide right up in front of him.
There we go. 29's going to go up the inside.
Pulls back underneath him here. They're going to come down to the start-finish line still side by side. And this battle has already let 3rd place on back close up. In this last lap, they have dropped it. They lost about 3 or 4 tenths of a second. And that's bringing those guys right to them. You see both those guys, 3rd and 4th, running low up the racetrack.
Oh,
grinder
love it.
run up there to
Yeah.
keep that center of the corner speed way up. Just got to be careful about doing it. You do not want to overheat your right front or right rear tire and abuse it. And the higher you run on the racetrack, the more you're going to lean on that right front tire, or right rear tire, excuse me.
I love it when you actually see it, obviously on the external cameras, and you see it down the front stretch, the back stretch, and all that sort of jazz. How much they get closer and closer to that fence when you are really pushing those tires. It's power sliding into the corner, isn't it? We're looking through the digger there, and
Well,
somehow
the
they're
deeper
sticking.
into a
Yeah.
run you get, the more consistent the car is going to become.
Look at the
When you're on fresh
slide.
tires, it could slide out of nowhere. It could shove the nose out of nowhere, and you see right there one car scraping the wall off of turn 2. But as you get further and further down into a run and more laps on the tires, the car's overall is going to become more consistent with what it's doing. So you'll be able to run closer and closer to that wall. As you
Unfortunately,
see right now.
yes, good battles happening at the moment between these three gladiators, led by the number 49 machine of Craig. That's running in P2 as Travis gets a little bit of breathing space, my friend. He's almost a second and change up the road. You said that these two, David Cabaret and Brett Bieber, are slowly hunting them in, and that's exactly what they're doing, my friend.
Yeah, but the leader's kind of driven away, like you mentioned there. P2's about to change hands. We saw him go up there, lead the race early. I wouldn't think he would have abused his tires that much this early. Maybe he's saving a little bit. Maybe he realized what was happening there, and he's like, hey, I got to back off a little bit, save my stuff for later in this run.
Chance Taylor and George Jewell up 8 places and 6 places each. You can see that on the very right-hand corner, as well as Jeremiah Holt. They're doing quite good. In fact, everybody in the top 7, my friend, have gained a ton of places. It's only Johnny Caulfield and Brett Bieber that an 8th and 9th that have stayed in those very places that they started the race on. So it's good to gain forward a little bit, as well as these two, as you said, still the leader. 0.7, give or take, 3/4 of a second up the road. I'll put that track map up soon too, because it may be starting to get to a point now. They're still quite a bit away from that lap traffic you see on that map that are on the backstretch right now. So all good to go. That's when everything
And a
starts
couple
coming
guys
to
that
play.
started in the back. We talked to Jacob before the race. He had to go to the back. He's up to 14, so he's up in the top 15. And Andy had to go to the back as well. He hasn't made quite as quick a time, as they are 3 wide right in front of him, so he's just biding his time maybe right here. But Andy has not quite cracked the top 20 just yet.
George
Andy
Jewell
has
under a
got
little bit of attack out there from his lovely missus out there that's watching, the better half of the Jewel. I've said this before. And he's got a bigger pressure here at the moment behind him. So that's Jeremiah Holt there and Chance Taylor. So this has got good pack racing here between these 3 gladiators. And we're talking about a battle currently at the moment, my friend, 54. Give or take.
Yeah, it's a great battle. Look how high up the track they're all getting. Guys are slowly moving away from that bottom. I kind of like staying on the bottom. If I was driving one of these cars, I would still be trying to run the bottom. I would want to try to save my tires as
That's
best I
what
could.
George Jewell's doing right now, my friend. Maybe he's listening to you.
I'm going to tell you what. Andy back here, he is in the middle of it.
Oh, Andy Kurtz?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this huge battle at the moment. Thank you for bringing that up to attention, of course, because there's big names and big players in here. And they're squabbling for position. A great track, isn't it, for 5 wide almost? I mean, not many great racetracks in the United States of America can do that.
Oh, yeah, when it comes to oval racing, you can't beat, these next couple races on the schedule from here to...
Slow
up on the
machines.
wall there.
Woo. With that lap traffic
Wow.
already?
Great heads up there. Those 2
wow.
cars were in the wall.
Still green. I like it. That's because of the fantastic awareness of these drivers here at the Goat Locker Racing League. Brilliant. Sponsored by INvets, of course, which will bring out that information as well, too, because it's all for a good charity. That's what it's all about, my friend.
Yeah, that was great heads up there off of turn 2, and Andy used it to his advantage to kind of pick his way through this. He's been very patient in this traffic, and I think he finally was starting to get a little frustrated there with the inability to pass some of those guys when they're running 3 and 4 wide. It's really hard to make. Oh, and now Andy's in the wall. Not
Andy,
not
yep.
ideal for him.
You got to buy the wallflowers, my friend, I say. Jake's up to P12. 11, make that 11, give or take. It looks like Steve Bartlett might have had a little big tank slapper to the wall. He's actually a lap down. Had a chance to see if we can get a little bit of quick replay on that one. Hold any of those fantastic skills you're doing there, Jacob. While we have a look at the replay on this one, I don't know if that was actually coming out of pit road where Steve Bartlett had a mistake here or done something. Or maybe just pulled across to the side and that's just triggered a crash. Yeah, he's pulled across to the side. It's triggered a crash or something like that anyway on the telemetry, which is not a crash. Maybe some technical issues or something like that. Or cat or dogs jumped up on your lap while you're trying to race. Or
I will say this for our Bartlett fans there. He has disconnected from the session, so
oh, right.
it would appear as if he is done for the night.
Yeah, the old cat or dogs just yanked out the electric cable out of the back of the computer and said, "You've got to spend time with me." Unfortunately, that might have been the situation. Who knows?
And it's the same situation for Graham Connolly. He's also disconnected from the session.
Oh, he's definitely had a dingo chewing on his cable in Australia. Watch out for the dingoes, mate, as we're watching at the moment the battle still for the lead here between Travis Bieber and Craig. Is that... I can't pronounce his name yet. Bontrager? Bontrager. Sorry. There you go. You got it perfectly. Thank you. Sorry
It
about
might
that,
be.
Craig.
We both might be wrong. I don't know. But Craig with the K and Travis Bieber out there, and I wonder if he's related to Justin Bieber.
He's probably like, never say that again. Movement happening in the midfield, but more importantly as well, I'm going to keep an eye on this for a second because we had that lap traffic up the road, and we do know there is space on this racetrack, but what is that car, which is a little bit dinged up at the moment? I'm not quite sure who that is. Maybe Patrick? I think the 28 machine, because see on the track map. Thank you very much out there as well too for the information on the screen. I like it. I'm just used to it from road courses. I love to flood people with information sometimes because there's a lot happening and sometimes the cameras don't capture it all. We can do a lot more than what television networks can do. Put it that way, because they don't have all those goodies available to them. But we have a battle for the lead again as they went around that lap car.
Yeah, got this side-by-side battle for the lead once again. See one working the bottom, one working the top. Great battle here for the lead. I have to think that the 49 had saved his tires because we saw him kind of drop back there and just kind of let those boys go. And he said, "I'm just going to drop to the bottom." And now it's paying off here with the pace in the car here on the long run.
That's a good thing about having experienced race drivers in the booth with me because I've never driven a lap in my life of any car anywhere that I broadcast for. But having your experience in there gives us a great indication of how it does feel when that tire management goes through. And we can, I'll try to bring it up on the screen as much as possible when you can see their steering wheels and how they're moving and how they're fighting the motor vehicle, as you can see right now. It's Craig on the inside. Now have a look.
I'm one of the worst tire savers there is because I'll save tires and then we'll get a caution. And then I'll be like, you know what, if we're going to keep getting cautions, I'm just going to abuse them. And then, we run green. As you can see, look how much better he holds the bottom. That's all just, he has saved his right side tires. He has got a good right rear. He did not abuse his right rear. And you see here that it's only a matter of time before he's going to put Bieber Fever in the rearview mirror.
Oh, you've already given him a nickname. Wow. Here we go.
That's what they call it back when Justin was big, right? Justin Bieber. Everybody got the Bieber Fever.
You are correct, my friend. Leah has to go with it. He's probably been around a little bit longer than Justin has. I'm not quite sure. There is a big battle brewing at the moment too. I was still behind that. I want to keep with that one because we have our fans, of course. Go Jewel. And hey, the fans dictate sometimes where the cameras go, my friend, when it comes to broadcasting, because they're the ones that are watching. Look at this.
Yeah, we got a split going on here. That 14 did not get off of turn number 4 at all, and they split him. He's still trying to hang on, but that's a tough spot to be in.
Oh,
we got contact. We got a wreck, and we got a caution.
I think George Gill managed to survive that one
He's getting
exactly.
hit. Oh, it's big back
It's
there.
Jeremiah. It's going to be huge because they're coming around that corner at full speed. Well, I don't know what it is at the moment, mate. It's almost like Yeah, they say you have the Midas touch. Everything you touch turns to gold. I seem to have the opposite of everything I go on board with and catch. They end up wrecking. But it is our first caution of the evening. This will be got to be a pit stop, wouldn't it? You'd imagine for the drivers.
sure.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what happened there. That 73 tried to drive in on the bottom. He really overdrove the corner. Had to slow up there.
That's Jeremy Holt, right? I think you were mentioning.
Yeah, Jeremiah Holt there.
Jeremiah.
And when he had to slow up and check up, those guys had a bunch of momentum. This is not the car that you want to do slide jobs in because
Boom.
they don't hit you and propel you up the track or move you forward. They just drive underneath each other the way these cars are designed and whatnot with the ARCA car and Gen 4 car.
And then rebound effect as people are coming out to the fence out there. Look at that. A good job there for Jeremiah to halt, really, position, as he did, because you're on a dangerous place and, of course, he had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Sit there and frustratingly
Everybody
have cars.
missed him for the most part except for the 25.
But that's good because you become predictable. So nearly 20 laps, not bad for good racing. You're right, absolutely, Nathan. Like you're talking about, cold tires and a lot of drivers out there getting it done. Like, I mean, trust me, a few days earlier on this fantastic racing network, we had one of those races that ended up with 21 plus cautions. It's one of those that happens. It's a frustrating day for a lot of people. But today we got good 20 laps under our belt as the drivers will go in and out pit road. We'll just find briefly who gets the battle out of pit road first before we cut to our fantastic sponsors.
Yeah, and here we go. It's very important not to slide through your pit boxes. This is a fast pit road here. You're running, I believe, 55 miles an hour. Everybody gets to their pit boxes here. Everybody has that one fast repair. If you want to use it now, if you got some damage, that John Deere car looks like he hit a deer out there, so he might want to use his fast repair right here.
Craig does go out first, so he did beat the rest of the pack there with Travis, Chance Taylor, George Jewell, and Brett Bieber. I had two Biebers, I didn't realize that one for now, Brandon Wallace. So the battle of pit road's done, as you said. So all give or take about 14 seconds stationary in the pit stop. Okay, give or take about 50 or 2, which means I wouldn't use your fast repair, my friend, right now. Little tank slappers against the fence. Aren't a lot, considering later on if there's a massive wreck and you use your fast repair, well, you're in big trouble, aren't you? We'll be back after these commercial breaks. Please don't go anywhere.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
We're back live at the moment. Sorry, we'll have to cut off the fantastic Cruising Classics machines. You get to see them later at the moment because the drivers are getting ready to mount the final couple of corners. Thank you, Cruising Classics, of course, for supporting the fantastic Goat Locker Racing League. Well, Chris, first caution, 22 down, 49 to go.
Yeah, the first caution and the first restart. We saw how crazy and chaotic that first start was, so we'll see if these guys have learned from it and we maybe don't get a couple cars spinning down towards the grass right here on the restart. Pace car is off. The leader has control, and Craig is gone in the restart zone. Much better start all the way through the field. He's going to get clear by about couple car lengths, it looks like. But we saw this the first run. We'll see if Craig says, you know what, I'm gonna save my tires again. You guys go ahead and race it out.
Oh, it's getting big and feisty at the back of the field there at the moment. But remember, now they're all on even Stevens with the tires, right? So you've got all fresh boots. I'd imagine everybody's got fresh boots. So they're going to be a little bit more eager, and of course, temperatures in the tires, unlike the very start of the race. So drivers have been used to doing a few laps under the belt. We have a wreck at the back there. I think it's Adam and Jacob. I'm not quite sure if that's going to affect anything. They could be very much at the back of the field that it's not going to cause a caution, my friend. So I want to see this green flag racing as we've seen. Brilliant. And look at this field, my friend. They're separated by a piece of paper that I have in the notes in my hand.
Yeah, and it does look like Craig is, well, I was getting ready to say he's going to let him go, but he stays up on his outside there off of turn 2. It's right now we're looking at this 3 and 4. There's Andy trying to find his way up through there. He has found Jacob there. He's found his buddy that they started at that back row together.
Yeah, exactly. Jake's here in the mix and doing a solid job, of course. And I'd be proud at the moment there if you were. I'm sure Dougie is very much proud of his son Jake that's slicing up through the field. Andy Kurtz as well too, doing a fantastic job. Craig still holding in the lead here. He's always been under pressure, hasn't he, from Travis Bieber all night long, which is hard to be mirror driving. And I hope you're not mirror driving. Really, I'd be mirror driving this battle behind him currently right now.
Yeah, right now, I'm kind of surprised Craig is fighting to keep this lead because we saw the first run and saw it pay off. He took that lead back there, so if he saves his tires, he knows in about 20 laps he can go get that lead back. But maybe he thinks that this run's going to be short enough that he doesn't need to save as hard because even if they put under green, you split this in half, you're looking at 45 to 50, so you're looking at maybe 20 laps a run because you can't run all the way to the end from here. So, or from where they pitted. So maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe that's what everybody's thinking is that they don't need to save too much because it's going to be two, kind of shorter runs. You're not needing to stretch it on either side of that run.
We had a race last night here on the NASRA network. That's for the Blanchard's Towing Infinity Series. That came down to pit stop strategies. As it looks like Jeremy's got tagged, or he's spun, but that's going to bring a caution.
And that
The
does
second
bring a
time
caution.
again. It's my. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to curse the drivers this evening, but every time I get to put a cam on them, something happens.
Oh, Andy. I'll tell you what. With that caution right there, it looks like Andy was ready to go and gas up, and the two guys in front of him were not.
Oh, that's it.
Not gassing up just yet.
How would you explain this? Just speed difference going in the corner. I mean, when this is Jeremy Carr, he gets tagged from behind by the 30.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really happen going into the corner. Now they're in the middle of the corner.
Yeah.
Now you're starting to make an exit, and
Oh,
I don't know if Andy maybe gassed it up too soon because it looks like if you back that up again, like it looks
yes,
like
sir.
all three of the cars right in front of him had not picked up the throttle yet, and
All right, let's have a look.
so
Full speed. Looking on the back there of Jeremy's machine.
I don't think it was
He
intentional.
you can hear the revs go down a little bit, but as you're going into a corner, of course. That's just probably racing, isn't it? Of course. Yeah, a lot of cars. Not bad. It is a caution, but now it would be the big would you go on the pit road to get a splash and dash? Just considering you only did that 7 laps ago. That could be a strategy call later on. I have seen drivers. I was talking about that just before that incident.
This is
occurred.
right on the edge, but these
Yes.
ARCA cars, they burn a little bit more fuel, so I'm still not sure if they're in the window yet. If you're right on the edge and you're not running at the front, if I'm at the
Yeah, like here.
if I'm where the 42 is, that where he blended back after that caution, I might consider pitting.
Jeremy Gardner, right? Yeah, he
fine.
said.
But it looks like he stayed out.
Yeah, but it's a gamble and it's a risk. And as I was going back to the series last night, that comes into play, because when you have some good, fantastic green flag racing, it is quite complicated. It's a little difficult to follow. I can imagine you've got cars. Like if you look at the track map, you got dots everywhere, right? At that point, cars all over the place. They're all on different strategies. I'm trying to, you know, obviously try to bring graphics up there, trying to make everybody aware of what the tires are, of each drivers and things like that, as it's commentators and the audience as well too participating. We have some chatter out here as well too, so let's have a look at that one because it's good. Because there's a question for everybody. Can we see the season points so far? Well, you can elaborate that one real quickly there for the question that's been asked by Nathan Fox. If you'd like to read that out for us.
The season points, let me find them. I have them sent to me. I don't think
It's in the
Nichols has the graphic.
Discord. No graphic, unfortunately. You'll just have to verbally say that one out. But we can go through the top 5.
Nick George, Andy Kurtz, Jacob Ellingston, Craig Bontrager, and James Hoffman are the top 5.
And they're separated by minimal points between each other. I think what you're talking about 48 points.
6 points.
Yeah, 6
we're
points
talking
between them all.
48 to 42.
Hey, not a problem, Nathan. You ask and you shall get. This is what the Nazra Network's all about. Interaction and engagement. We're not a television network. We answer back as the pace car lights will be out, but we still have a little bit more chat. Ask him some more questions there, predictions. Disagree with the caution. It didn't cause an incident. I'm not sure, Mike George, you're referring to the previous one, because there was an incident the previous one. This one, it's tricky. I mean, if 2 cars go out and
Hey,
go
you
on
know
the
what?
inside
They're
action-
asking us questions. I'm going to ask them a question. If anybody out there has any kind of fuel window numbers,
There you go.
I would love to know just how close we are to the window opening here for these guys to make it on fuel.
I like that. I have no idea, my friend. Slap a couple of solar panels on top there and we'll add some batteries and we'll see if we can. And there's lights in the circuit, right? So I don't think it's going to get enough juice to get to the end. Charge up those batteries, a little bit of ERS deployment. You use that, of course, in Formula 1. Energy recovery system, so every time you brake, which you don't really do in these cars, do you? So you wouldn't be able to get any energy recovery system.
I mean, it depends. You use a lot of brake at some tracks and very minimal at other tracks here.
We're going to use Barney's arm again. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, 27 laps, so we're not even close to a window. Holy moly. These things are burning fuel like a Ford F-150 out here.
Green, green, green.
I'd say
Green
burning
is
fuel
out.
like a Hummer. Here we go.
Great
Like a
start once again.
747 burning gasoline around the fantastic Auto Club Speedway. Here we go, my friend. Chance Taylor in P2 as Craig has got a good launch away at the start. Here comes Jake.
Yeah, a great launch. We'll see if he saves his tires a little bit again or if he's gonna use them up. I mean, I'm super impressed with the run that Jacob and Andy have done from the back of the field here.
That's why I felt when Jake had a little bit of a chat about that fantastic, event that was sponsored and partnered, of course, with Goat Locker in Indianapolis Speedway for the motor show. How his tone of voice was like, I'm all right. I mean, he knew he had the, start from the pit road. So the confidence, I like that. When you hear from a driver, that sounds like, hey, anything can happen and I've got the pace. I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? Knowing that you can have the pace as a driver.
Yeah, you never. Oh, contact between first and second. Craig
Yeah.
is turned.
If he
hard
stays in the
into
fence, they should not call a caution. And he will, probably, not wanting willingly to do it, but he's trying to hold on to the INvets machine at the moment, 49, and he's going to get back into pace. I don't know if there's enough damage on there. He looks okay. And he looks to live to see another day. Have a look at the steering wheel and let me know on that one. How's that car to feel to drive right now? Great.
It's feeling terrible. He got turned head on into the wall with the right front. Like I don't have to look at it to tell you that thing is. She's severely hurt. He'll be using a fast repair first chance he gets.
He drops down to the pit road, of course, and he's just got to make sure he's not going to try to wreck anybody else's moment up in the moment, because even that, there's a couple of drivers get squarely well in the wall as well too. And Craig's just like, get out of here at the moment. I got damage, but the other drivers aren't really aware of that. Let's have spotters out there to tell them. But look at that.
And what happened there off of 2 is he tried to slide up, and then he was like, you know what, I'm not going to get clear. I'm not going to slide up. The 114 thought he was going to slide up and started to pull left to kind of cross him over.
He can't get down the pit road there as well because there's cars on the inside. You can't just jump in front of somebody on the inside, can you? You got to find a gap.
Well, I don't think he's going to actually try to pit. I think he's going to try to ride it out to a caution.
All right. Go back up to the front of the field, of course, where the action is and where you just saw it again. And that's the third time this evening I've had a camera on a driver that's made a wreck, so I do apologise in advance if I stick a camera on somebody. It's not the Biggles curse. Hopefully not. I don't want to curse anybody. I've already cursed bloody Graham, hasn't he? Because the Aussie's not even racing at the moment, so I'm not even going to talk.
And all that happened, and look who our new leader is.
Jake Ellison, yeah, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Chance Taylor going
He
for a
was
chance.
able to jump on that and take that lead there, so. And he's running, I like the line, right around the bottom. If you can drive to the front and make speed running right around the bottom, your tires are going to live a lot longer than everybody else's. Oh, and we got trouble behind him.
Oh,
The
yeah,
three
I
head
see
on
that.
into the wall.
And that, don't come back on the field there and wreck everybody out. It could be okay. No, that's Alan or David. That's David, the number 3 machine.
But,
Hey,
yeah,
that's my favorite number too, my friend. So you keep that out of the fence. He's okay for now. This is good.
Oh, he hit the fence first, though. Like, he's got...
Yeah. Oh, this is getting messy.
Oh,
at
Jacob's in the
front.
wall.
Yep. Here we go. Jacob's got to yield this one a chance. More about whether or not Jeremy's going to try to steal this one away. Because you can see Jacob on the outside there. That's Chance Taylor on the inside. They are sliding around a little bit more, my friend. Although we just had pit stops, give or take 15 laps ago. So the tires shouldn't be that bad.
Oh, and there you see that he did go ahead and pit. The speed was off, so it looks like the 49 did pit. He did use his fast repair too, so you see the damage completely fixed on that 49 machine. Wrapping right around the bottom right now.
This is getting spicy and dicey because seeing a lot of hungry wolves in the background there that have smelling a race victory. They got pace, they know it. Big players, of course, as we mentioned. Andy Kurtz there. Brett Bieber, Brandon Wallace is always in the chat. I'm surprised he's not chatting at the moment. I hope you keep your hands on the steering wheel, Brandon Wallace. Maybe there's somebody chatting for you, but he's also a player in there. George Jewell, of course, is a player. He's got the lovely missus out there watching this evening and supporting him on. And there it is, Shark Car 36. She's shouting out there. Why not? He's got a chance. Everybody's got a shot. 36 of 70 down, 35 to go. So, my friend, this is the halfway on point and the business end.
Yeah, and they're still about 5-6 laps from even thinking about pitting to make it to the end, so it's terrible timing there for that 49 machine for Craig there to, because he can't make it to the end. He just came off the pit road. He cannot make it to the end, so he's kind of got what he's got. He's got to pit again. He's going to need a timely caution at some point to give himself a shot to get back up here to the front.
If you get that timely caution. Exactly. So that's the strategy calls that your team will start making at this point, wouldn't it? And yourself even, if you don't have a team or a spotter to sit there and start crunching some numbers and go, all right. And you can't practice for this, can you? You can't rehearse for it. You can't. When you sit there and you do practice runs over and over again, you can't just like go, all right, unless you get right dead serious into this stuff and say, okay, well, all right, let's throw a caution right now and then go in and get some boots changed. But you know what? Forget about that. Let's just watch these gladiators do the magic on the track.
Yeah, that 27 got really loose down there at turn 1 and 2, and he had a big save there in the middle of the corner. Gave up a few spots doing it. There you see the 49 coming up behind him. Craig's going to probably try to drive back around all these guys. He's got a little bit fresher tires. He's probably going to try to get back on the tail end of the lead lap right here if he can do so. That way he doesn't have to take a lucky dog and start at the back. You see him trying to move to the outside of Jake. Jake's going to shut the door. Jake says, buddy, you're a lap car. You're going to have to earn it there. You're going to have to do a little better than that.
Yep. Move out my way. So drivers would be saying. Jeremy doesn't have to worry about it. Here's Jeremy. So he's like, all right, let's go. I got it. Right on the inside apron too, as you mentioned to. Is that tire saving?
The straightaway, you're not trying to save tires on the straightaway. You're just trying to shorten the... caution's out.
This wreck. That's going to be further back so you can't see it. Hey, there you go. First time that I didn't actually have a camera on a driver. I was going to say, does Jeremy have Viagra on the back of his machine? So should keep him going all night long. I can't see. I had to
Well, I
do it.
think after 4 hours, you're supposed to contact your doctor, right?
Well, if this race doesn't going to go for 4 hours, I'll tell you that right now, because it's only a second caution. Let's have a look at what happened with this second caution. And here it is at the back of the pack, my friend. And this is just literally a few drivers at the moment squabbling around for some points playing positions. I think
Yeah,
maybe
you know what you're doing right here. If you're another driver out here that's running anywhere in the top 15, you're complaining because these guys are wrecking for last. You're saying, what is going on? Why are the last 3 cars in line
I'm wondering if
wrecking each other?
was it the number 3 that caught him off guard coming out of, it looks like just taking it easy, come out of pit road earlier. We know that number 3 was David.
I don't think so.
No. So they're just racing, right? And racing is rubbing and
I mean,
there it is.
I'm not really sure what was going on there.
Bang, and you're lucky that
2 guys wrecked. Well, 3 guys wrecked.
Yeah, and then lucky that they were a little bit further around the track, because if they wrecked in front of the leaders, then oof, that's a massive pile up. But it is a wreck. It does happen. Rubbing is racing. But Jeremy does say, worry. I'm not even going to go there because I might get a little bit inappropriate with my jokes.
Well, this is 30 to go, and they said 27 laps was as far as they could go.
Oh, he's going in pit road. So good call or bad call?
I mean, it's the call you got to make.
All right.
You know, when you're this close.
So, but Jeremy had to make it right because it kind of like, you know, you're the lead sheep and everybody has to follow you. Like, if he stays out and then other people go in, he's like, uh-oh, have I done anything wrong? If he goes in, everybody's like, oh, follow Jeremy. It's a leader.
Well, it's 27 laps is what we were told. Oh, and we got.
Oh, who's going to get your pit box? That's going to cost you a crucial time under a green flag pit stop. Well, caution pit stop, but
yeah, that's going to be
that hurts.
That's going to be a terrible run there for the Terry the Bonnie throwback.
Especially when everybody's at the same time, isn't it? That's like going to cost you. A second's going to cost you like 5 places, maybe. So Jeremy goes out first. Andy, Chance Taylor, Travis. Who was it that had a little mistake?
I believe that was the Bieber Fever car there.
There's 2 of them.
Travis.
Oh, the Travis Bieber. But he came out P4.
Yeah, he was able to get it in there cockeyed, and they pitted the car, so.
All right, good team then at the moment. Jeremy
But
leads.
I think we got time for another break right here.
Yes, we do.
Caution,
Absolutely. Good on you, my friend. And be back there, Nathan Fox. We'll get your question answered after the commercial break.
And welcome back to Fontana, where you see our Viagra machine out front right here. Got Jeremy, we got Andy there in second, Chance, we got Travis there in fourth after that cockeyed pit stop. One guy who fell back right there was Jacob Ellington, lost a ton of spots there. Not sure what happened to him in the pit road, but it did not go like he wanted to. But the big break here was for Craig. Craig was able to get a caution that he needed. He's back on cycle now with everybody else, got the same amount of fuel. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Everybody's good to the end, but if there's cautions, you're going to want tires. So we'll see what kind of progress he can make from 24th here in the final,
8 laps.
26 laps, 27 laps when they go green.
Yeah, you're right, my friend. And that's crucial. And at the moment, Nathan Fox, you had a question about how does one become a spotter, and we're talking about that in the green room, my friend. So really quickly, before we get around turns 3 and 4, how does one become a spotter?
You gotta be on iRacing, and you gotta be friends, and you make friends and you can spot for your friends. A lot of these guys have the spotter stuff locked up, so if they don't know you, that way you can't just come in and wreak havoc, because you could do that if you wanted to join as a spotter for somebody and turn their spotter off and leave and give them nothing, be driving blind. You could do that. So
it's information as a key as a spotter. And yeah, you'll have to have the track and the car, but you can join and watch the session, which is exactly what we're doing. I'm doing. I've never driven a race car in my life in iRacing, but We are racing under green again, and Zach Engel says, how's the race going? It's going quite good for these gladiators up the top of the field there. We have a little switcheroo between them, but Jeremy is leading there from Andy Kurtz, who's made his way up into P2 there. Chance Dale in P3.
The 42's really sideways there off of turn 2. Doesn't look like he lost a whole lot of momentum in the process, though. Here comes Andy. Just like mid NASCAR 2000s there. Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Matt Kenseth up here at the front.
You know you're completely losing me with those references, because the only reason why I know the fantastic NASCAR series and all that sort of jazz is because I started doing an iRacing, which got me in. iRacing's got me into this series and NASCAR.
So wait a minute, you're telling me you don't know Jeff Gordon?
Nope, I don't. I do not, unfortunately, but if I talk about open wheel Formula 1 history and stuff like that, I'm not sure if you're going to know all that, but there's cars bouncing all over the place like a pinball
We
machine.
got a wreck.
Where was that?
It's the John Deere machine again.
Oh, no. That definitely is Patrick. Patrick, you're not mowing the lawn, my friend. It's inside a little bit. Sorry, Patrick. No puns intended for the reference.
He just gets loose there.
Let's have a look.
And then he gets hit. But lucky for him, no big major damage, because we know he's already used his fast repair from when he clobbered that deer early at the start of the race.
Oh, you went cheeky on that one, didn't you? Oh, did you hear this? Did you hear this, Patrick? He's clubbing your deer machine. And that's just Patrick go a little loosey-goosey.
Look at this. He's on the Fontana dirt track right here.
Yeah.
Sliding, letting her hang out.
John already lost that one before the other machine tagged him, so that's all on you there, Patrick. Sorry. But I was calling you John at the moment. Jeez, what's happening, my friend? But it is what it is, and it is a caution. And yeah, get on you, man. Keep in it, right? You started in 23rd, and you're still in 23. So you've not gained or lost anything. To me, that's a pro.
Well, if you start 23rd, you want to finish higher than 23rd.
Yeah, but he still has plenty of time, my friend. 25 laps to go.
He's pretty frustrated. Two wrecks in, he's not happy right now.
Well, perhaps you pull him up into the booth and ask him if you want.
No, I don't have to. I know it. I know he's not happy.
I know that you're stepping in at the moment too for Robert Hill, so I'm not going to ask you to do your Chris Powers and start dragging drivers in there here, so we have a bit of a chin wagging to them during the caution breaks. So, but we can answer your questions out there, and as Ray said, Craig should be able to tell you. And she also talked to Jake.
Oh, we got pitters.
Yeah, we do,
We
my
got
friend. John
pitters.
Anthony down there.
And look at this, the 49 trying to play some strategy. He knows he's going to have to do a little bit of something here. He's one of the pitters.
This could be good, right? Because if this once again goes back to the chat. You think they have the gas to go to the end, but how good would the tires feel if, you've got what? What are we looking at? We'll see when they come out. Like,
Well, I'll tell you this.
How many more?
You're never going to turn down a chance to get tires on the. If you're running at the back like he is.
Right.
Why not? Why not come and throw some tires on it? Try to drive through the field. Try to do a little something. You're not giving up any track position. It's not like you're running in the top 5 and you want the tires, but you don't want to give up the track position. It's easy right here. Easy pit call to come get these tires.
And we'll get those graphics up for you as well too, because that makes it. And people go 5 laps or so, like tires. How much does that make a difference actually as a racing driver, like on the dying stages of a race? Like 5 laps, 6 laps? What do you think would be the
depends
point?
on the track.
But this track, like, what do you think is that magic number of if you're 10
If I
laps
get up
but
to
fresher
speed and
or
I
not?
run through a corner at this track, I'm ready for new tires.
So somebody that has got 10 lap fresher lap tires than the opponent you're battling with, you're in good shape.
10 lap fresher tires, you're going to blow their doors off and lap them.
Wow. I love that. You'll blow their doors off. Brandon says, and saving fuel. So there is fuel in calculation in this one.
With this caution, with where they pitted with what, 28 to go, 29 to go. The fuel window I was told is 27 laps. So you ran a couple laps under caution before you went back green at 26 or 27. Now you got this caution here. Everybody should be good to go on fuel. Fuel should be a non-issue for everybody at this point.
But Brandon's telling you about fuel, and he's racing. And then Brandon currently at the moment, let's have a look where you are, Brandon Wallace, because Brandon...
Lick the stamp
there
and
is
send it, Brandon. Just lick it and send it, dude. You got the fuel, I promise.
You hearing this? from old Chris, right? Chris is always right, aren't you, Chris?
No, I'm.
Yeah, you haven't
there's
heard
some
that
people
one
you
before.
can ask them, and they'll tell you, that I'm never right. That's the facade out there.
Well, it's good to have you in the booth here, stepping in, of course, from Robert. And Robert, if you are listening, happy, was it uncle's, or what do you say? Like niece's birthday. Happy niece's birthday. Enjoy the cake, my friend, and enjoy the motor racing here on the Nazareth Network. For the Goat Locker Racing Series, the pace car lights are off. A couple more turns to go. Perhaps this could be a run to the very end of the race with 23 to go, as you can see up at your top left hand. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing and enjoying this fantastic series, of course. And it is presented by INvets. It's a charity organization, so drivers are driving not just for fun, but for a good cause. Let's go racing.
We got Gordon versus Martin up here on the front row once again. See what happens as they come down to the restart zone.
Green, green, green.
Boom, finds the loud pedal. Great jump there for Jeremy.
Somebody in the inside apron going on the pit road. Go ahead.
Yeah, great jump for Jeremy. He's going to bring the 808 of Brett Bieber. Got us another Bieber. We lost one Bieber. Well, actually, we didn't lose him. They're side by side right now. Well, trying to be side by
And the
side.
battle
We
of
got both
Beavers, my
Biebers up
friend.
there.
Yeah, you got that one. Look at this. Jeremy's still leading. It's hard to be in the front, isn't it? Because you're always like, you're basically the prey, and the predators are behind you.
The front's the easiest place to be, baby.
You
That's the
reckon?
easiest
Yeah,
place.
how many times have you been up there, my friend? Because Jeremy's been up there for some time now.
Not enough. I am not at the front nearly enough when I'm racing. I promise you that. As you can see, these guys trying to take the shortest way around. They know the gloves are off. They know we're down to the final 20 here. Jeremy trying to increase that gap. You got Andy right there. And you got Travis and Brett right behind them. Travis moving up the track, trying to get that big run. He's going to do it. He's going to look underneath Andy here down the backstretch. See who can win this battle down here in turn number 3. Travis with this big send down into 3. He's going to have to slide up the track. Looks like he's got the room to do it. He's going to slide right up in front of Andy.
It's got the country line right there. As you can see, the man from Tennessee up the road there, and that is Scott Formosa, who's up 27 places. He may drop one at the moment there. Jake on the inside. Jake says, sorry, my friend, I'm going to drop you back to 26 places, Gage. But hey, I'll still take that any day of the week.
Ooh, the 114 had to lift their late exit. We'll see if that hurts his momentum down the back. Looks like he's going to keep his momentum okay, but we saw this earlier. We saw this on the very first run with Travis. He drove out there in the lead, drove away, and then about 20 laps later, they caught him. So I think that he's got a great short run car because he chooses to make it a short run car.
I'll tell you one thing I'm choosing at the moment is that this racing is fantastic with 19 to go. Just a couple of cautions. It's exciting. Cautions also, you know, breed cautions. They also pretty entertainment. So it allows the other drivers to get a fantastic opportunity to get up the field there and get some overtakes done, get some fantastic door-banging racing, as Jacob would say as well, too. You'll see Jacob tomorrow night, of course, for the next Go Locker race. Up the sharp end, the business end of the field, Jeremy still got that little bit of edge on Travis Bieber. Andy Kurtz, no surprise, he's up here. And Chance Taylor, and, of course, Jacob Jakes. Jake did start, he qualified P5, but he did start for the pit road. Don't count out him. And Brendan Wallace for a race
I'm going
win.
to tell you, I do not like what Travis is doing in 1 and 2. He is having to work way harder to stay up here than these boys are. They're all running right around the bottom, really taking care of their tires. And every lap since the restart, that 114 has been up the racetrack to make his speed.
Shall we ride on board with Travis and spy in on his race car at the moment, see how he's handling this machine? Look at that, it's completely pointing into the fence. He's red for it. Look at that red line. You can see the dashboard. It's just revving,
Oh
right?
yeah, he's got a good toe. He's got a good push out the back. And as far as the wheel, you might think that, you know, the toe is out, but that's just how he likes to set his car up. You know, guys have different preferences for what they want to feel. And, you know, when you're just turning left, a lot of guys like to have a lot of that offset in the wheel because it's less turning for them in the corner.
Aren't you burning more fuel? Couldn't you blow your engine if you just red line it too much?
It's all right.
You can see on the inside,
As
Chance
long as you're
Taylor.
not just laying on it for,
All right.
3/4 of the straightaway or something, but like just getting there, like he's not going to redline until right at the end of the straightaway. And
You
by
make
that
it sound
point,
like
you're
I
looking-
know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just
Oh, 3 wide
three
behind him with the big
wide.
extend.
Yeah, you got to explain it to us sometimes out there in the audience, my friend, including myself, like as a racing driver and iRacing, the virtual world and stuff, what that means, because, you know, not all of us do what you do.
You talking redlining?
Yeah, anything like that.
Yeah, that's just getting to the top of the rev. You know, these guys are running a fixed setup, so it's the same for everybody. Like it would have to be red for like 4 seconds, 3-4 seconds before you really peg it out. And
Well, that's
start
a
thinking
lot.
About burning. Yeah, so like right here, it's just kind of over the bumps and it kind of goes red. And
So what do you do with
It's
your Andy
alright.
Kurtz right now? We're running on board. He's got Brandon Wallace and Chance Taylor up the road there, of course, and Jake just a little bit further. You can just see the leaders, but more likely you're seeing the back of 2 cars. Where do you go? Like, where does he go? In the middle, on the outside? Like, I mean, you want to get an overtake at some point, or you're saving it because you still have 15 to go. But
I mean, right now, 15 laps around here is a long time, so you're still trying to save. You're not wanting to burn your stuff up. You know, you got a long time to go still yet. You know, this isn't like 15 laps at Bristol or Martinsville where they're going to be going in a hurry. You know, 15 laps here is, you know, 10, 12 minutes. So
all right.
you got plenty of time. It's not time. You know, if it was 10 laps later in the race, you'd see him move way up the racetrack and just try to pass all these guys in one swoop.
Yeah, but he's also
And
getting a
as
little.
I say that, he's moving up the racetrack trying to do it. He's like, all right, I'm done being behind you guys.
Yeah, but it's also, as I was going to say, like, you know, it's difficult when you're driving in that dirty air because he, at the same time, as you can see, bumping in and out of that rev limiter. He's getting sucked into the fence there with the side drafts. He's getting sucked into the car ahead. He's getting sucked into the car behind. So you're tricky, and you're going to gaggle
You
of
say
traffic.
that like it's a bad thing. I mean, we all want to get sucked that much.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, my friend, because I'm not a race driver. It's just like it's difficult being in the pack, isn't it? That pack driving, and then people go, "Oh, they wrecked." You know, it's because it's so bloody close, isn't it? It's so difficult like that. The best person at the moment is Jeremy. He doesn't have to deal with all that sort of stuff, but he's got a little bit of a gap. But you got Scott Formosa at the moment coming up your tailpipe at 100 miles an hour, and that's the 80 machine, and he's gained 25 positions, and he's going, "Oh, I smelled some Tennessee magic here at the Auto Club Speedway."
Tell you what, he was close enough right there on corner entry to read Teflon car care. Very easy, you know, and that probably made Andy a little nervous. But right now, you're just trying to be smart. You don't want to burn your stuff up yet. You can easily do that. So I think the second place car is going to be the guy that we're going to see slide out of this shot here, out of
33.
this battle.
Time out of that one. I think 33 is lap car, actually, yes. But you say don't want to burn your stuff up. What are you doing? I mean, this driver's driving on the absolute limit here. What are you going to do? Just lift? You can't lift and coast. You got a car behind you at 100 miles an
You
hour.
just got to still make the corner. You can't wear out one tire over the other yet. You got to just really, like, if I see somebody on the bottom, they're not maximizing their speed yet. They're still trying to save their tires. And I'm seeing that out of the first place car.
Oh, see what happens
third
right
place
now when
car.
somebody hits the fence. Look, you have to react to it. That's the 80. Scott Formosa.
Yeah. A little bit of fence contact, but he's all right.
Yeah, but you got to react to it, don't you? At those speed levels, you're going to be through the roof.
Oh, yeah, you're
these
going to react
gladiators
to it if
are
it's in front of you.
amazing, aren't they? Biggest problem, too, at the moment for the rest of the drivers, I would feel, with 12 to go, my friend, so this is a sprint to the end, is with Jeremy up the road. Right, there he is. There's Jeremy. Give us a wave. Don't give us a wave from the helicopter. Travis in P2. Jake in P3. There's a gap, but more importantly, this is the gaggle behind Jake. So these are the ones that to have they saved enough tires, as you mentioned? Are they going to go Top Gun? Because
I like
tires
what
aren't even
Jake's
called
doing.
anymore because that's it. It doesn't matter.
I really like Jake running right around the bottom like he is. I love that line. I'm a big fan of that line. That line's going to save the tires. Look at that. Just painting that white line. I believe the term for that here in recent years is harvicking.
Well, painting the white line sounds pretty bloody good to me, my friend. Yeah, as we go down past the Geico restart zone. So there's the two for leaders at Jake from Jake's perspective, but more importantly, behind Jake, this is where the action's changing between Chance Taylor and Roberto. And Andy Kurtz, actually, sorry. Yep, my apologies, those three.
Yeah,
and then
Andy's
behind them, look at the
trying to make
gaggle.
this
George
fast.
Jewell, Brandon Wallace, Tyler Justice. Big names, big players. Tend to go.
Yeah, Andy's been trying to make this pass for a long time, and he just can't quite get it done. You see, he's just barely able to stay underneath that 14. We'll see what he does down here in 1. If I'm thinking like I'm Andy right here, I might try to go down here and run the top. You know, we're inside of 10 to go now. I tried to make this pass on the bottom. I might try to just go down here and get higher than he, and they all go up and run near the top.
Jacob could be in a bit of trouble here at the moment with this because he's got 2 cars behind him. The leaders now, because Jake's got a huge gap actually to P2. I think Jeremy's got this one in the bag, 9 to go. I think Travis would be safe in that P2.
There from the commentator.
This is going to be
in the bag.
Huge. Yeah, I've done a lot of these races, my young apprentice. You're the race driver, my friend.
Andy cannot make that pass on the bottom. He's just struggling to do it. And they're both, I guess, right now trying to pass Jacob. I thought Jacob had a good line.
There's huge battles back here as well, too. Look at this. I mean, drivers, please choreograph your overtakes because we don't have enough cameras and time. With 8 to go, this stuff right here, huge.
This is where we'll see an accident because you get a little bit of. Oh, yeah, there it is.
That's on you. That's on you. Everybody out there in the chat, that is completely on Mr. William. Chris, sorry. I call you William.
William. Yeah, let's blame William. That sounds great to me.
No. It's on you, Chris. Look at this. So
we talking William White? That's who we're blaming. William White. That was his fault.
Blame William White. Let's have a look. William White and Murderby. Yeah. Oh, there's no space.
Car high there. Car high.
Yeah.
Looks like he could have used a spotter.
There you go. There's a jump for you out there, Mr. Nathan Fox. Let's have a look. Who was it?
You can see that the Kenseth machine is there.
Which one do I?
There.
Is it Craig? I can't see really quickly who it was to kind of get the right camera angles on it. My apologies. Yeah, there it is. Chopper camera.
Bieber got forced into the fence there.
And then it's just a chain reaction. Oh, don't show your under exhaust. Oh, look away, please. We'll have to put some little blurring things up there. We don't want to show the.
What is that? What do you think he's saying right there?
Undergarments of the car. We'll go back to the live, and I just want to see whether or not.
Tires, baby.
You can't go on to top. You got to go into pit road at the moment if you're in the top 10?
I don't care where I'm at. I'm coming to get him.
Really?
I'm coming to get him.
What would you do in the chat?
Y'all better come in to get him, baby.
He's going in. You called it. But who stays out?
Nobody. Nobody stays. Ain't nobody stupid.
Well, why not?
You need
to go. Track position is key. That's what I've always been told.
We got 17 lanes out here, and these tires these are like the tires that Goodyear had in the 08 Brickyard 400, baby. They don't have a life.
Adam stayed out. He's like, yeah, baby, I'm P1.
He'll be P20 by the time they finish a lap or two.
Well, how do you know? What if they start wrecking a couple laps from now? Adam still. I think it's a wise decision because what has he got to lose, my friend? Nothing. What has he got to gain? A P1.
This is not going to be good. He's going to be a sitting duck.
Well, that's fine, but you know, ducks quack quack, and
he's
races go.
He's a dead duck. That's what he is. He's already a dead duck.
You calling this one before you're predicting everything that's going on? I don't know. I mean, I've seen in my experience, my friend, drivers do miracles in the last dying state. You got 6 laps to go. We're gonna go another lap around.
I'm gonna tell you what. The only miracle that's gonna save him, the only way that he wins this thing is if somebody goes out there and Hawk Tuas on this racetrack and gets it completely sucked.
Oh, you're gonna get puns, my friend. We can go punning all night long. One last lap of an advertising and Premier setups, of course, before we go back to the finale of the fantastic Goat Locker ARCA series, presented by INvets.
And welcome back here to Fontana, where we have 4 to go. And I'm gonna tell you what, we got some time for this restart. I want everybody in the chat to ask. I'm gonna ask y'all: is there any chance at all that this one car is the leader by the time they get to turn 1?
Ooh.
Obviously, we're having a little bit of a disagreement up here, but I don't see any way at all.
Hey, why has he got number 1? Why does Adam, 20 positions gained, have another number 1 on his machine? Now, he boxed back at lap 46, all right? Everybody else...
It doesn't matter.
Everybody else
Those
behind him
tires
boxed on lap 64. All right, so he's got
Those
5
tires are
laps,
shot.
mate. Doesn't matter. I've driven
those
my
tires
car
are shot.
100 miles down the road on a flat tire before, so Adam can do it.
Why did you drive 100 miles on a flat tire?
Because in the outback of Australia, my friend, you don't see a gas station for 100 miles, perhaps. So we'll see. Ray says
Okay,
no.
maybe. I'll give you that. I'll
Doug
give you
says
that.
no. I'm going to have to bring it to the Ellison family because they...
I think everybody's
know a lot.
agreeing with me here, man. All right? They know.
Well, you know what turns a no upside down? It'll be a yes. And you know what's going to get motor racing for the last time this evening? Hopefully under green. Dougie says, there's a green. Adam, can you get it done? I think he's in big trouble, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Adams, when they get done here, he's going to have to turn. And he is not going to turn near as good as some of those other cars. But look at him right now. It looks great for now.
Yeah, he's all right. He's got the Pennzoil.
We'll see what happens right here, though.
Get murdered in the corner, unfortunately.
And there he goes. Look at that.
But got to hold on for the good point spot. Remember that, my friend. Hold on for points. Because you only got 4 to go.
maybe-
You only got 4 to go now. Oh,
He's in the
caution.
wall. He's going to. Oh, but caution's going to save him.
Yes,
He's
it
about to
will.
lose 7 spots on the straightaway.
I'm telling you, Jeremy's back in the lead, but is that a good, maybe a good play or not? Have caution.
Well, at some point, we're going to get to run green for 2 laps, and that's going to hurt him.
Let's have a look at exactly the caution. John Anthony back here. And, that's actually not John's fault. It looks like somebody had tagged the fence. No, he's lost on his own, actually. On the inside, tag somebody. Gonna go to the fence. Hopefully everybody avoids him. Yes, they do. Wrecks the
Well,
car.
you see how low he tried to run? That's past Harvick. When
Right.
you start getting down there on where it's flatter, that's
Well, I don't
low
know.
grade
You
right
never
there.
invited me to the racetrack for an inspection earlier. Just make me turn up and barbecue. So Scott Formosa will go in.
That's a vicious hit.
Hey, I'll barbecue it up, my friend. Big damage on John Anthony's car. He might not even come back out this evening, but if you do, John, well, that's not the way to enter the pit lane there, Jesse. He's sitting there going, hang on, he thought the track was in Australia, so he was doing the other way around. Now I understand. All right, Aussie. He's not an Aussie, but yes.
What? Do you guys let anybody become Aussies? Oh, we got John Deere car up here in the wall.
Whoa.
I think he's trying to do a Kyle Busch impression out here or something down there in the middle, 3 and 4.
We had drivers going to pit road, but why not? Because what have they got to lose, right?
Oh, it looks like. Oh, is that Craig there?
Craig's
Oh.
here, yes.
Not a great night for Craig. Look at
No,
that.
he was
is.
right up the sharp end in the shed, wasn't he? He was like the sharp tools.
And he's already used his fast toe,
Yeah.
and now he's just got to fix this. It looks very similar.
I'll
to
tell
the
you
damage
what.
we got earlier.
Craig, if you can catch the front of the field there, pray for a massive wreck and just get your car launched skyborne and jump all the way over there and take the lead. Have you not seen the iRacing top 10 highlights, or not top 10 highlights as well? You'll see cars skyborne winning races. I've seen it. Right, I've been featured actually in a few of them broadcasting.
I've seen some crazy stuff.
So you never know. Get back in there and get the job done. Hey, you're committed to this whole time, right? Anyway, you already told your wife or your missus, your girlfriend, anything like that. Like, hey, your dog, I'm going to be racing for 2 hours tonight, right? So if something happens, fine. You're at the back of the field. But what else are you going to do for the rest of the race? Hang out there, get some practice, enjoy yourself. Goat Locker's all about having fun. And speaking of having fun, my friend, because it's sponsored by this fantastic INvets, if you'd like to go through the reason why we love them.
Goat Locker Racing has partnered with INvets to provide more resources and assistance to our nation's warriors. INvets is committed to helping our military transition out of service. They are connected to a lot of employers and offer employment services and so much more to all military members, spouses, and veterans. So go and check them out and find out why you should come live and work in Indiana.
And profit as well too is the key, isn't it? And once again, I do deeply forget our Big Fish Barbecue Pole Award. Do you remember who our pole position driver was?
Jeremy, he's leading the race right now.
There you go. I called it. So there you go. Gets a Big Fish Barbecue on you, Jeremy, because you've got perhaps the biggest fish barbecue on your plate to celebrate in pit lane if you get the job done. So there he is. Jeremy, getting the job done. Backstretch, my friend. 3 to go. Sprint race. Still...
There's 2 attempts. 2 attempts at this green white checkered.
You still don't think Adam can get the job done there? The
No,
one
that's
machine?
a dead duck, Hardy. We already talked about that. That's a dead duck.
Oh, Adam, I'm sorry about that one. My co-commentator, well, the commentator, of course, the lead commentator, doesn't have any
I
belief.
bet if you ask Adam, he'll tell you that he's a dead duck. He knows he's not in control of the restart anymore. He's going to have to
He's
go.
got 3 laps to go. That's it. He just had to slam the
Yeah,
gas
but he
pedal
needs
and go.
the less laps. He needs a restart wreck and then another restart wreck. Because if they make 2 laps in a green white checker, he'll be
You-
lucky to stay in the top 20.
You never know, my friend. Right? You can't script it. This is not Hollywood. Anything can happen. Tell you what, but Jeremy's going to look pretty solid for the race win. 3 to go. Over to you, my friend.
Yeah, 3 to go. We come down to that restart zone. We'll see what kind of restart these guys can get. Great jump again for Jeremy. It's going to be 2 to go. Let's see what these guys can do. They're going to have to get clear. They should get clear of Adam here pretty quick. And it's looking like a 3-man race at the front. They're running the top.
Are you kidding me?
Most of the time, too, if you think you can run the top and let it eat, it's time to let it eat.
Adam's hanging in there. He'll drop a couple of places like a stone, but with 2 to go, he's got to be holding in, I'd say, top 10 at best there. Jake is in P2, but does he have enough to bring it to the old Gemster, the man that has led the pole, the barbecue award pole man at the moment? 2 to go.
2 to go, coming to 1 to go. I don't know. I think Jeremy's got a good, healthy lead. I don't think they're going to get to him. It's going to take a big corner. I think if I'm Jacob, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to run the fence and I'm going to carry as much throttle as I can. He doesn't. They wrap the bottom. Everybody wraps the bottom. Jake.
Oh, he
wall.
did take
They
the
all
wall.
hit the wall. And they all hit the wall, and there's a wreck at the
It's
back,
still
and I
going to be good
believe it
enough.
was
I
Adam.
think. Oh, that's
Adam's
huge.
wrecked and behind.
That's a backstretch as well, too. That's massive behind him. And I'll get back to that one in the replay because I think this is going to be a big wreck fest towards the line. But more importantly, has Jeremy got the job done?
Job's finished, baby. Jeremy gonna win there. That mark went throwback. We got 2nd place right there. Jacob with a great recovery. Chance Taylor. Andy's gonna come home 4th. Travis Bieber is gonna finish 5th. We got George Reckon across the line for 6th. Brandon Wallace, who was interacting with us all through the race, is gonna finish 7th. Tyler Justice, Robert Barber, and James Kaufman will round out the top 10. Adam Wilson will hold on to a top. He's going to finish 17th. So he stayed in the top 20. I didn't think he'd stay in the top 20. Now that wreck
Oh,
helped him.
I thought it was going to be the top 10. Let's have a look at what the wreck happened a little bit further back for the replay of the final lap, my friend, because this is where it all got pole shot, didn't it? A little bit further back here. Any specific spot you want to look at? Because
I think the 1 car is going to be one of the trigger cars here. He's trying to run the bottom.
Adam Wilson. Yep.
Yeah, Adam's trying to run the bottom. He's pushing. He's sliding up. He's sliding up. He's on those old tires. Oh, he's going to hit the wall.
And then there's a massive pinball effect, isn't it? And that's because he got on old boots, remember? Remember, he was like, you said it, super old boots. And then...
Yeah, those tires were
was it.
shot.
All right. But Jeremy Gardner, of course, his tires aren't shot, my friend. He got the job done.
They got new ones, and he drove away and said, see you boys later.
And he will be burning it out here as Jeremy gets the job done. Let's look at those results.
Yeah, Jeremy got the win. Jacob, like I said, second. Chance Taylor there in third. Started 13th, finished third. And even looking at Jacob, started fifth. Andy started second. That's fake news. They had to start at the very back and drove their way to the front. You got Brandon Wallace right there. You got Mikey Isaac. We never talked about him all night. He's going to come home 7th. Johnny Caulfield there in 8th. Jeremiah Holt. Mark Hollyfield there in 9th. Adam Wilson. We talked about him quite a bit there. He's going to get credit with 16th. Something happened there. Brett Bieber going to get credit with 18th. He ran up at the front. We talked about Craig tonight. Going to finish 20th. Don't see anybody else back through here that we talked about a good bit. A lot of those guys, though, outside the top 20, they just
Robert
had bad
Barber,
nights.
Scott Formosa, I think they were in a little bit of the wins, weren't they? A little bit for a bit. Brett Barber, as you mentioned, but the rest of the drivers are going to finish a few laps down now. And that's just generally how it all rolls around here at the moment. Jimmy Caulfield as well, too, didn't have the luck of lucks on this one. And we know the Caulfield machine is quick. David Garbert and Ellen Marshall, Stephen Bartlett had a massive wreck, I think it was at the start there. And unfortunately, my Aussie man that I put all my money on. This is why you don't gamble, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Because now I've lost. We haven't lost anything. We're back for the interviews after a short commercial. Don't go anywhere.
And welcome back here to the Goat Locker Racing Series, where we just finished up, and I am standing here with Chance Taylor. Chance, you finished third tonight. We didn't talk about you a whole lot throughout the race, and then right there at the end, those last 20 laps, you ran up front, and we thought you might have a shot to get the win there. We saw you battling there for second with Jacob and Andy. So take us through your night and how you managed to avoid a lot of the chaos that went on here throughout the race. And apparently Chance doesn't have me.
Chance. Hello, Chance. This is your time to shine, my friend. Man in P3 that's gained 10 positions. Can anybody else hear Chance? I can't hear him. Drivers? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, fine. Chance, we'll yeah, over to you, Chris. Just scrub Chance for a second there and move on to the next place. I'm sure he maybe like his wife is shouting at the moment, say, "Take the garbage out." We finished the interview.
We'll move on to our race winner then. We got Jeremy standing here, and Jeremy, it looked like the last half of that race you were just completely dominant. Vintage Mark Martin. You know, you got the paint scheme for it. So take us through your night and what made you decide that you wanted to go up and lead all those laps late in the race that we didn't see you doing early in the race?
Yeah, me, Jake, and Andy we're kind of doing a challenge tonight. We just wanted to start at the rear, kind of see if we could work our way to the front. That was definitely a fun race. I made my way to the front. I had some pretty good battles on track. Then, unfortunately, Andy definitely throttled up early in the corner. I don't care. It is what it is. It's racing. It was kind of a stupid move. I was just letting out early to make the corner, but full send halfway through the race. You got to do what you got to do. No hard feelings to Andy. He races super hard. I raced him super hard last week, and he's always fun to battle with. But overall, man, that was a great race. What was it, 10 to go? I was kind of worried I was going to run out of fuel, and then caution came out, thankfully. So I had about 2 or 3 laps left, and then one more caution. So I just added one more thing of fuel because 2 green, white checkers, you never know what's going to happen. So definitely full send there the last 5 laps. That last lap was pretty scary though. Kind of full full Senate in the two because I know how Jake is. Jake's going for it, and Jake and Andy actually hit the same spot I did. So thankfully that worked out the way it did.
Jeremy, real quick there, you got the Big Fish Barbecue Award, the pole award that I forgot to say at the end of the day. The man started on pole, 42 machine finishes on a pole. Yeah, you're not joking around, Mr. Jeremy. You got the pace there, and Jake, of course, starting from last place, remember, in the pit road. He was challenging towards the end. I'm going to leave this one over to Chris, of course, to answer the rest of those questions. But, JG, job done.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I really don't have anything else to ask for you about the race. The outlook maybe on the rest of the season, what you think you're going to accomplish moving on to some other tracks. Looking there at the schedule, you guys got 3 high wear tracks right in a row. You know, you go from here to Chicago and then to Rockingham. So do you think you'll be able to carry anything you learned tonight over into Chicago and Rockingham?
That's it. If I run, like, I'm just part time in the ARCA. I run with the truck guys mainly, but no, I mean I might run a couple races. I think we got a good group in here. I mean everybody raced pretty clean. I mean granted this is a very wide track, but I think we got a good group of guys here to make pretty good successful races in the future.
Well, all right, Jeremy, before we let you jump out of here and celebrate your win, are there any shout outs you want to give, sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, man. Pat and Jamie always at GLR. Jake definitely for helping out, putting on a great series. Lincoln Tech, INvets, Relevant Sound, Jam Printing Promotions, Cruising Classics, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Veterans for Life Foundation's one of my sponsors. Right Now Roofing, Alexander PCs, Sam Motion, Next Level Racing, iRacing for coming on board this year. We appreciate them, and of course Big Fish Barbecue.
I think you forgot one thing that's on your car that we were speaking about earlier, but I don't think we need to keep you up any longer there, Jeremy. So, good job. You see the pun on that one? Anyway, over to you,
I did
Chris.
that for you.
Oh, really? Okay.
What, you're keeping it up for him?
Hey, send me a Christmas card later there, Jeremy. You got the job done on there.
Oh, I will.
We're going to keep this PG, of course. Thank you in the chat, everybody, at the moment. Jeremy got the job done. Not to be expected because he's powered by, you know what, for the 42 machine. Chris.
Well, all right, we'll let Jeremy jump out of here before we get ourselves in trouble. Congrats on the win, and we'll move on to Jake here. Jake, you started at the back. We talked to you in the pre-race. You talked about the car show that you went to and all the goings on over the weekend. So came up one spot short. What more did you need tonight to be able to get to Jeremy?
Not smack the same spot he did out of turn 2. Jeremy's bad fast. If we all didn't do that at the exact same moment, I don't think there was anything that I could have done. Jeremy's a solid driver. He's very clean and bad fast, but I think it would have been I would have had to, if I would have gotten to him, it would have been a bumper moment, and he knows I would have given it to him too.
How would a bumper moment go here at Fontana? I feel like a bumper moment means he's going to back into the fence. Is that what you're saying? Sparks
Jeremy
fly
knows I
down there?
would. Oh yeah. Jeremy knows I would. I would send it in there, full send. Let's go.
Would have looked like me and Andy.
But anyway, you started at the back. We kind of kept up to date on you and Andy's progress there, and watching you guys come through the field. It looked like it came relatively easy to you there until you got to about second, third, fourth there, and then you couldn't quite get to Jeremy. So, what was it like coming through the field there those first 20-25 laps?
Just being patient. Timing passes right. I mean, that's what it boils down to. Anytime you try to work through the field, is just being patient. And then when you get up front, and especially with the long runs that we had at the beginning, everybody's tires are worn in and kind of settling down with similar lap times. So it's just trying to hope they make a mistake or get loose or something, and try to get under them or get to the outside. Passing was probably the easiest on the outside, because going to the bottom in 1 or 2 just get like crazy loose for some odd reason. And then when we had the green white checker, it just for some odd reason it got tight out of the apex, which was weird because all night it was loose on out. But patience was the key.
Yeah, and then you had a great run. You talked about the car show, so we'll give you a chance to talk about that car show again. And any other shout outs or sponsors you want to thank here before we let you get out of here and celebrate the runner up spot and start looking ahead to Chicago.
Definitely. Well, like I said earlier, Pat will elaborate a little bit more on tomorrow's truck race. Um, but we had a blast there. Got to meet Jamie for the first time. One of the guys came out. Tim Jones drove out from Cincinnati to the car show. It was a pleasure meeting him. Um, he drives the 95 car. My mom was out there with us, so she got to meet everybody. And
That's Ray. Shout out
good.
for Ray. Come on.
Yeah,
Shout out for
Ma-
Ray because she's in the chat all the time. Shouting out for you, my friend.
yeah, Mama Ellingson was out there. She's a big supporter of what GLR does, and she wanted to continue that support in person. And but for sponsors wise, there's a big laundry list of sponsors. We got Jam Printing and Promotions, INvets, Relevant Sounds, Cruising Classics, Veterans for Life. I'm probably forgetting a few around here. Sim Motion, Lincoln Tech, the Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs, Right Now Roofing, Alexander's PC, Next Level Racing, and Big Fish Barbecue. And couldn't do any of this without iRacing in and of itself. So, and then for personal thank yous, I gotta give a big shout out to my wonderful loving girlfriend. She allows me to have the time.
Oh,
lets me have the
shout
time
out the
to
girlfriend.
do
What's her
this.
name there?
Yes. Her name is Christy.
Christy.
She's,
Hello, Christy.
and
Is she riding
all the-
shotgun with
I
you, my
think-
friend?
I think you're one spot short of a hawk to it tonight, man. You need that one more spot.
I won't continue that sentence, but
You'll be sleeping on the sofa
she's-
if you get it right or wrong, my friend. Yeah.
she's a big supporter of me and this big hobby and doing the things with GLR and the kids for letting me have the time to do all this. So can't thank everybody enough for all the love and support that they give me, for all the love and support that they give GLR, man.
Well, all right, Jake, congrats on the run there tonight, coming up second. So hopefully, maybe next time out, Jeremy won't show up because looks like he might be Kyle
Oh.
Busch and you might be Michael Waltrip there. Halfway through that interview, you started naming every kind of thing there was.
Chris, I can guarantee you with the Jerry machine, he'll be showing right up on the 42 machine. And, I had to go there as well, too. This is going to be doing burnouts down the main straightaway. Did we lose, unfortunately, our third Chance Taylor for the interview?
I think so.
No.
I think I don't see him anymore.
You had
so-
one chance to get your number 33 machine up to 10 places. You got the P3 as well, too. You did a fantastic job there. Well, Chris, it's been absolutely fun, my friend. Wrap it up. Literally, wrap it up.
It was a great race. It was a great night. We got to see a wide racetrack. These guys were able to run in a lot of different lanes. Mostly clean out there tonight too. Had that couple green white checkers there at the end, I guess. Well, one was regulation. We got one green white checkered and got to see a great finish. And I can't wait to see what these boys do in 2 weeks' time when they get to Chicago, where another worn out racetrack. So make sure you tune in there in a couple weeks and check out what the ARCA series is doing there at Chicago. So thanks for tuning in tonight, and we will see you there.